when I feel angry, I don't shout and break things and throw things around. I am silent. And I repress all of these emotions inside. And then later, I just have these little tiny anger outbursts out of nowhere. They appear to come out of nowhere. And in the past, that led me to have a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. And, anger comes with a lot of that helplessness, underlying helplessness. And so today I just want to make a video to share my story of anger and how I dealt with it. And also I want to share with you this one thing that I discovered for myself that is just so important that I use it every day. It's something that really helps me to lose my anger, be free of my anger before it even starts, before it even accumulates, because I go to the core of where it started. And now I'm also a mentor, so I coach people around how to be free from their negative emotions so they can really create the lives that they desire. And, anger is one of those emotions that's the hardest to lose because there is a lot of benefits we're actually getting from being angry. And one of the benefits is that we get to, we feel like if we don't feel angry, that we won't take the right action. We feel empowered, angry. And that is just not so true. That is just not true, because every action that you take from that irritation eventually leads to some pain. And so I want to share my story about anger. I want to share one story that will perfectly illustrate this one thing that changed my whole world. And so this happened some time ago where I was looking for houses to rent in Costa Rica. And there was a couple who sent me this ad, this beautiful house that I really liked. And they sent me also the pin where it was located, and it was close to the beach. And so I was excited, and I called my partner, and we both went to see the house. But when we were on the way, they called us and they started giving us different directions. So I was following the directions they were giving us on the phone, and it took us really up the hill and really far away from the beach, somewhere in a mountain. And so we were arriving to the house, and I was feeling there's no way I'm gonna live so far from the beach. My friends are on the beach, and but we went in, and I really just didn't want to be there. I wanted to just go and look for some other houses, but my partner was talking to them, and they had this nice polite conversation about the house. And I really felt this irritation, but in front of my partner, I didn't want to look stressed or impatient. So I was just there, enduring. And then just remember on the way back, I was telling him come on, let's go. I just want to see more houses and let's go. And it was just taking so much time that I thought it was so unnecessary, that eventually we went, and I felt irritated on the way. I actually was unkind to my partner, telling him that he stopped in front of me. I made up a story that my handbrake didn't work. It was all these things that happened. And that evening, we were being more intimate, and I just remember I still was having that irritation deep inside, which I wasn't even aware of. But when we put up this mask that everything is okay, while we actually cannot deal with what is actually happening inside, we say no to things that actually would be normally yes, and we say yes to things that are actually a no for us. And so I remember we had this intimacy, and I was saying yes to everything. I was pleasing him, and then I just felt super, I hated myself inside, that I was betraying myself again, and I felt completely powerless and paralyzed. And so what happened in here? I'm making this video to show you one thing that pretty much nobody talks about. When we talk about anger, we often talk about managing anger, doing some breathing techniques and chanting mantras, or, just something. And there's one thing that pretty much always happens around anger in relationships that keeps us in that place of helplessness. And maybe you can relate to this. So when I was there on the hill, I suppressed all my emotions, and I put up this image of, being this okay with it and nice. Because actually what was happening, I was having judgments towards those people. I thought they were liars. They just wanted to rent a house and they gave me wrong location. But because I was having this judgment, I couldn't say the truth. I was pleasing them. And I was pleasing them and also my partner, because I didn't want to be the one who always have some problems with things. So I was just putting this perfectionist image, and I stayed silent. When we please people, we stay silent. We don't actually say anything, and we hope that it will go away. But it's so important that we speak up. See, it's never the outside circumstances that create our anger and our panic attacks or anxiety. You're just not feeling free and just strong and there and present and loving. It's always something inside. It's those spells that we have. And I actually got a beautiful email from Genevieve that I want to share with you. Got it last week. And she says, first off, okay, so Genevieve, she's just completed my Break the Perfectionist spell. It's an online course. And she says, let me say that I've been following you on YouTube for years and I'm a huge fan. Second, I honestly wasn't expecting to be absolutely blown away by this course. Holy shit, you made so many things immediately click for me that I had been trying to work out for years. This is a game changer. Incredible work, absolutely wonderful. I am beyond excited to be able to connect with you after this. So why I'm sharing this with you? See, I'm someone who spent 20 years in self-development and inner healing, deep inner healing, and in the past several years in deep inner inquiry, just questioning all my thoughts and my beliefs, several hours a day sometimes. So now I can be in a space where I can help other people to do the same, to break the spells. And I worked with some of the best teachers and mentors on this planet. And I also know that a lot of popular ideas that are out there, they just keep your fake identity alive to feel temporarily better, but it really keeps you stuck in the long term. So I've created Break the Perfectionist spell. This is a course for women to really go beyond that perfectionist spell, that masks that we wear, that everything is okay. And actually it comes from deep sense of low self-worth. And there is no shortcuts. Each shortcut just leads to more pain in the future. And from my own experience, it just doesn't get easier. You're just gonna wake up more alone, more isolated, more resentful. And it really gets harder as you get older. And that's why I want to invite you to consider watch my video where I briefly explain the 3 steps for the inner deep healing, which is to go beyond the perfectionist spell. So I'm going to leave you a link over here and also in the description of this video. And I hope to see you in that video.